television contract came out. I believe it came out right after we spoke about it. What were your thoughts about $1.2 billion per year? It is a lot of money. I do have something coming out on that I wrote later on offthehooksports.com, but it is a staggering amount of money. To give people some perspective, the SEC is making about $350 million annually right now. Now, it's kind of like NFL quarterbacks. One's going to get $1 more and $1 more, probably. But nevertheless, 350 million to 1.2 is a big, big jump.
I mean, it is. And I don't think ESPN had that kind of money to go after the Big Ten and the SEC at the same time.
Right.
So I think that they pocketed their resources, waited for this to play out with the Big Ten, and didn't give as much of a battle with it as maybe they would have done 20 years ago or however long when they were just top of the ranks. But I think that it was smart of them, ESPN. It was smart of them to wait for the SEC because
For the Big Ten?
no, ESPN.
Oh, it's smart of ESPN to wait for the Big Ten.
To wait for to go for the SEC and like wait on that.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes, it was smart of them because I think it'll eventually pay off dividends. It'll save ESPN's entire network. Like I think if you throw all of your resources at the SEC, that's going to save your network versus trying to counterbalance both of them. So
yeah, the days are gone where they're going to carry the best Big Ten game, the best SEC game, and the best Pac-12 game. I mean, those are long gone, 10, 15 years ago. So I don't see that going back. I find it interesting the way you propose that, and that is wait and see what the Big Ten does. Yeah, I was told that this television contract was going to come as early as Memorial Day, way back in the beginning of the summer. But the reason it didn't is because they wanted to lock in they wanted to lock in that LA market with UCLA and USC. I still, though, man, I go back to the philosophical difference is, yes, you get the number 2 TV in the market. And I know analytically you can say X million of people watched UCLA and USC. I just don't. I go back to this. I don't know that the passion is there when USC and UCLA aren't good, which has happened. Does that fade away? Do potential NIL people want to be associated with UCLA and USC? I don't know.
I mean, the money's there. It's definitely there. And if you want to bring the biggest celebrity in, then that's a good place to be. It's just the UCLA and USC markets are head to head with the Lakers and, you know, the Rams and the Chargers and the 49ers. And I mean, it's a professional atmosphere in California. It just is, especially Los Angeles. It's just a professional atmosphere, and college goes to the wayside. It doesn't matter if it's USC, UCLA, I mean, Cal, it doesn't matter. No one cares unless you're really, really good. So
please like and subscribe. Amanda and I were going through some of the analytics recently, and only about 80% of the people out there actually have subscribed to the channel. So we want you to do that, and we bring you all kinds of good stuff, like with Chris Landry, with In the Huddle, with Dave and Amanda, where we get to further break down some topics. It's a whole lot of fun. So please hit that subscribe and like button. It helps us show up on your YouTube feed a little bit easier. And we will be here every morning at 8:30. And Amanda LaFratta, a great place to go this afternoon would be Zool Beer Company. Zool Beer Company is worldwide award-winning beer, and I love the big panoramic view. It is a gorgeous, awesome, chill place to hang out. That's Zool Beer Company, the official craft beer of Off the Hook Sports.
Yeah, it's wonderful beer. I was actually just there yesterday and had Tiny Umbrellas, which is one of my like favorite sours ever. But it's really good. We have a lot of different a lot of different sours, a lot of different IPAs, and like Dave said, award winning for IPA best one in the world. So.
Yep, it is that good. And they've got ice cream on. Is that on occasion or all the time ice cream?
No, it's all the time, and it's boozy ice cream. It's not. A lot of people come up and be like, "Oh, you have ice cream? I'm gonna get one for my 5-year-old," and we're like, "No, no, no, you can't."
Well, it depends if your child has tooth pain or not. I've been in situations where that's
no, that's no.
It's time for today's tough questions brought to you by the Mattress Place. The Mattress Place is where you need to be if you need a mattress. It is 30 to 70% off every day. No gimmicks. That's right. And it's an A+ accredited member of the Better Business Bureau. Over 225 5-star reviews. They will love it. It's time for today's tough question. Where will Amanda take us? I'm scared. She has that vixeny mean look this morning. So today's tough question.
We do our research. Have you done your research?
We're working like heck.
Today's tough question. What's the real debate?
You sipping my soupe, Guadalupe?
Exclusively on Off the Hook Sports with Dave Hooker and Amanda LaFratta.
You drinking my sake, kimosabi?
Oh my God.
Alrighty, Amanda LaFratta, where are we for today's tough question today?
So Big Ten contract was, you said 1.2 billion, correct?
That's what's been estimated. Yes, we believe it's
okay. Okay. So with that being said, how much do you think the ESPN and SEC contract will be?
I think it'll be $1.2 billion a year.
Do you think it'll be exactly the same?
Well, 1.21 the dollar. I think they'll go slightly above.
I'm gonna do less, more, or same.
Okay.
3 options.
Oh, by the way, we get a lot of messages from those listening, and we like to pull some out on occasion. Michael says, "Good morning from the beautiful Paris Island, down here to watch my son graduate from the Marines." Well, that's pretty awesome. And thank you very much, sir, for his service. That is super, super cool. Wow. How long do you think I'd make it through Marine boot camp, Amanda? I've got the over-under at 36.5 hours. I don't think I'd make it long.
I think there's a glitch.
A glitch with me making it in Marines?
No, with our connection. I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Do you think, how long do you
No,
think?
I heard you.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I just not answering.
Amanda's too quick for me. 36.5 hours. I did have a friend who went to the armed services, and the very first day he overslept, and the guy he missed the entire run the first day, the first 5-mile run. And the guy came to me, he goes, "Congratulations, Private." He goes, "I'm so sorry. What? I missed the run. I overslept." He goes, "You just got 2 more weeks of basic." So they added 2 weeks onto the back end of his basic. And it was 2 friends. And the one friend told me that he's never seen any of us in our little circle of friends cry as hard as that man cried right then. No,
yeah, I imagine
6 weeks just went to 8 weeks. You'll be flying around in no time with Pettigo Chattanooga, locally owned store where you'll be treated like family. As the region's foremost electric bike experts, they put the hearts into helping you find the perfect electric bike and get the most out of that for many years to come. Amanda LaFratta, so today's tough question. Where do you stand on that? I'm more curious where you stand on that.
I think they'll end up paying more than that because I think they'll have to realize that the SEC is a bigger product, honestly.
Yeah, and let me can we kind of reset where you stand on the whole television networks deal, because we got to a point where you and I agree at this point that the SEC is a better product, but we kind of disagreed on the better carrier a little bit. At least I think we did. So just I would go with ESPN. It's something I'm going to write about this afternoon. I would go with ESPN just based off pure promotion. My argument's pretty simple. May not be right, but it's pretty simple. You like the trajectory of Fox and what they're doing, right?
Yeah, I like the trajectory of Fox. I think that they saw a need to challenge I feel like ESPN kind of had a monopoly on things, and they saw the need to challenge that when ESPN got really political. And they did, and I think they're putting out a better product and keeping at least a lot of the politics out of it. So that I feel the less political that we get, because of course not everyone's going to side with everyone else, but the less political you make sports, the better off you are.
It was almost like we had to make them political twice in my lifetime. One
It's
was not
stupid.
you had to, because they interfered. One was 9/11, one was COVID, because they interfered with the games. But other than that, I'm with you. I don't need politics in my games. I don't need to know if Vern Lundquist voted on Republican or Democrat. I don't care. Does that sound awful? You're a political junkie. Does that sound like I'm apathetic? I don't mean to be apathetic. I just mean to be, this is supposed to be the escape. Is this
No, that's not. And that's, a lot of people have been saying that for years, is that stop bringing political issues into sports. Sports are sports. Leave sports alone. Sports are the thing we use to get away from these kind of issues. Bringing it, not everything has to be political. Not everything has to be saturated with some kind of back and forth where everybody hates everybody else. Sports has that already. There's rivalries in sports. There's a reason why, sports are as fun as they are. You don't need to add a whole layer. We're already divided by teams. Like we already are. Tennessee fans hate Alabama fans hate Auburn fans. I mean, everybody, but it comes to a line. Like there's a line where after sports you realize it's just sports. Stop bringing things like politics into that, because then that leaves the whole fantasy land of sports, that meshes it all together, and we don't need that. Sports is the escape.
I couldn't have said it better myself.